Nancy and I are doing a little wine time with you guys. And we're looking for people on, there we go, YouTube. I'm going to get Nancy in here. Cheers. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Whining and dining. Well, mostly whining. Oh, yours is a bigger wine than mine.
I have no snacks. I just have water and wine. That's all you need.
I got water too. I'm all equipped. I got YouTube going on this channel here. I got you guys here on Instagram. And
I just did a little blurb on Facebook to hopefully invite people over. So I did a little quick promo and put our links in for your YouTube and our Instagrams, and so hopefully people will join us.
Yes, and we have games to play. We've got topics to talk about. We have a Q&A that we're hoping that we can gather some information from everyone on. How are you doing here on YouTube? Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Thursday. Is it Thursday? Yeah. Thank you for all the love. We're getting love.
It is Thursday. Thursday.
Poodle Susan. Is that who you are? Is it Poodle Susan in the flesh? We were wondering about you, where you've been, but it's what's Antonin? Okay, sorry to drop you, Doctor. Sorry, did not mean to drop you. It was kind of like an involuntary drop. Let's see if I can put.
Had enough wine.
I haven't even had a sip. All right, let's see if I can. Hey, Bryson, there we go. All right, there we are. So first of all, let's just find out who's on, who's off here. YouTube, where are you all from?
Canada.
Bryson?
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud. Not even a sip of wine yet, and I can't get this thing to stay in. So just talk to Dr. Nan. I'm trying to get this thing closed in here. So
Okay.
You're in charge. You're in charge of the animals.
Let us know where you're from, because it's always fascinating to see what the reach is and what other countries or cities people are from, or states.
Yes.
Florida, right?
William, Stephanie, Bryson, Poodle Susan, all you guys. Where are you all from? I like the way I've adapted some like Texas accent. Where are you all from? Los Angeles in the building. Yes.
All right.
Los Angeles is right here drinking wine.
I'm kind of a Southern Cal gal.
You Southern Cal too? I'm actually a Chicago gal, if you guys know where I'm actually most of my life. St. Petersburg, Florida. Cool. And Sarasota. And Calgary. Oh.
Calgary.
Yeah. So most of my life was spent in Chicago. A little known fact, I was born in Petersburg, Virginia. Lived there for 9 months of my life. Developed a need for warmth and was miserable for the 40 years that I lived after that in Chicago. Oh boy, we got a lot of people here on YouTube. Michigan over there, Travis. And we got Williams from Phoenix. We got Brendan upstate New York. Then we got Bryson from Dallas. If I missed anybody, let me know. Orange County, Cal. Stephanie is from, is it Stephanie? Stephanie? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing everybody's name wrong, but what else is new? Anyway, we got questions. We're gonna, hey, baby love, you are so much sexier, baby. Okay, that's not exactly a question, but I'll take it. We're partying today. Why not? We're smoking. No, I'm not smoking. I'm a little nervous about my lungs. I've been watching Game of Thrones. Cersei and Jaime incestual relationship got me thinking, if you're of legal age and is consensual by incest illegal? Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to throw that on to Nancy.
It's not illegal.
It's not illegal. Okay. It's more of a
if you're both of age and it's consensual.
Yeah. You want to fuck your sister, go fuck your sister.
It's just not recommended. It's just not recommended that you have children.
Don't have children because they can be a little wacky in the heady.
Yeah, there's a lot of that's just too tight of a gene pool. You know, it's not like racehorses.
Right. Don't do it. Hello from Germany. It's 2:00 in the morning. Well, Wiedersehen. Is that German? I know Ich liebe dich, which is I love you. That's about it. That's all I know.
Sounds like it sounded like you said a Libra dick.
Nothing better than a Libra dick. Where is your mind at, Nance? A Libra dick. I got a Libra veg. I don't know about you. I got a Libra veg. I just tried something called the intensity. It was pretty intense. You got a Libra yoni. You got a whole vulva of a Libra-ness.
The whole kit and caboodle.
The kit and caboodle. Everything down there is Libra. We're both Libras. In case you guys didn't know, this is the Libra hour.
We have a birthday coming up.
Oh boy, if anybody wants to give us an early birthday present, you can easily go to my Venmo and Venmo me, which is Karen Potter. That's it.
Support us on Patreon.
Or go to Patreon. We're both on Patreon. Yeah, well, we'd love to have you on our Patreon pages, patreon.com/Karen Lee Potter and Patreon. Actually, it's /Karen Lee and patreon.com/Dr. Nan. Very easy to remember. And
Dr. Nancy.
What? You changed it on me.
Yeah.
The nerve.
Because it says Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce on there. So
Got it.
All
right. Did you hear me? Those of you who would like to support Dr. Nancy, it's go to patreon.com and go to patreon.com/Dr. Nancy. That's her Patreon. And do you have many patrons right now, or could you use a few more? You can use a few more, right?
I've got a few.
Good.
I can use a few more.
I got a few, and if you're part of my Patreon family, thank you for joining me here and on Sex Talk with my mom. You little sneaky freak if you are. Oh yeah, the doctors show us more. Okay, I don't know. They want to learn more about you.
Yes, show us more of what you know. That's what they're saying, right?
That's right. I should make this louder so people can hear you.
You'll have to join my Patreon because that's where I do post my most inspirational photos.
Oh, you're going to be curious to see what this John just said. Heading to hedonism in 2 days, waiting for travel and authorization to COVID test and was negative. You just got her yoni is twitching away right now.
I am so yoni jonesing for some keto time.
Did you hear that? She's jonesing. All right. Ich liebe dick, but you can love my dick.
So John, is this your first time, or are you a hedo-esque person? Are you already a hedonite? I just made that up.
Yeah, are you a hedonite? And while you're doing that, Jen is from London in the UK. It's 1:08 there. Wow. Would you rather get a swirly or a wedgie? Dan, what the hell is a swirly?
I want to know what a swirly is, too.
What's a swirly? If anybody knows what a swirly is, let us know. If anyone has any questions for us, we're actually looking for more women. If Poodle Susan's on here, let's hear it from you. We want to hear what women are wondering about. You know, what are women curious?
I want to know what women feel is missing from their lives, if anything, or what they wish they had more time for.
Yeah, or if you're a male, you can tell us what you wish you had more time for too, or any question that you want to ask us. As the night goes on, we get drunker and drunker, so you might get a little bit. We might open up a little more than we typically would, but you never know. Sometimes.
Well, I think you and I have a lot in common, Karen. Well, I know we do, but I think we're both very curious about human beings and what people think and want and desire and fantasize about and struggle with and all of that. So we're always interested to know from our viewers and our supporters how we can help, how we can add to your life quality in some way.
Yeah. If you need any help in any department of your life, it doesn't even have to be sexually or relationship related. It could be anything. Ask away. Swirly is when a bully puts your head in a toilet and flushes it. Well, I'm going for not that one. That's for sure. No swirlies for me. Just curious, Dan, why are you wondering about swirlies or wedgies? Oh, Dan D had the question. Dan, why are you curious about that? It's illegal to marry your sister or cousin, but it's legal to sleep or have a relationship. Jonathan said that. Yes. I guess that's true.
There are some states in the United States that it's legal to get married. There was a father and daughter that just got married not too long ago.
Father and daughter.
They were, right. But that was kind of an interesting story because he didn't raise her. She found out, like, he got a woman pregnant and she had a baby, and she found out when she was of age that this man was her father.
And then they decided to get married. Oh.
And they fell in love, and they got married.
Oh, so, okay.
I know.
And so it's interesting. I mean, our society tells us that that's taboo. Maybe it's in other societies, It's not taboo. My personal feeling is I would never want to marry my dad. Unfortunately, he died, so I can't marry him even if I wanted to.
But as a little girl, you probably did, because that's really common for little kids to say, I want to grow up and marry my mommy or my daddy. It's like, because that's your first love.
Yeah. And then Sigmund Freud comes in. All right.
Freud was crazier.
Yeah, I know. Sigmund Freud had some issues. Thank you for the compliments, Geek Prime. And Jonathan said he'd rather get a swirly for some reason. Would you rather get your panties rammed up your ass? I don't know why Dan is so curious, but no, I would not want panties. I don't want anything on my ass, actually, that's not in a sexual act that I devised on my own.
Those seem like really violent acts against a person, not for a person.
Yeah, I mean, or not necessarily. I mean, some people might be into things getting rammed up their ass. It's just not my thing. But I'm not yucking anybody's yum. They want to stick their panties up their ass. Go for it. Who am I to say no? Anyway, according to the Bible, we all are sisters and brothers, right? Jan said. According to the Bible, I don't know. I mean, I guess so. Yeah, we'd always say brother so-and-so and sister so-and-so, but, I guess. I got a soul sister right here on Instagram.
Ditto.
Did you hear that? Ditto. So anyway, there's the MILF Man, 1986, looking beautiful as always. And Dr. Nan's starting to show her face on camera. Her voice is so sexy. Well, we have a problem because I can't figure out, and I will figure it out, but I can't figure out how we can get her on YouTube as well as Instagram. Because right now, the only people
maybe somebody listening knows how to manipulate YouTube.
Yeah, if we can get YouTube to add another person on here, I think it's through the OBS and all that kind of stuff, which I don't remember how to do. Hi, Chris, and who is my favorite soap opera character? It's been a while since I used to watch All My Children, but I did love. I forgot who it was. I haven't watched all my soap operas in about 20 years or something, or maybe longer. I used to watch All My Children. Big fan here of mature married women. Okay, Gary, only be with married women that have open relationships. Don't be with married women that the person doesn't know that they're married.
Right.
Yeah, that's not a nice thing. Dating is really confusing. This is Bryson to me because I'm either called too nice, too short, big, etc. How do I navigate through this? Bryson, find someone who accepts you for who you are and don't worry about trying to be something else other than you because you're awesome. And you met Dr. Nan, and last week we had a little private Zoom with you and Brady, and I got to tell you, we had a lot of fun with you. And you are a sweetheart, and any girl that gets you is one lucky, lucky woman. How can I help my wife boost her sex drive? She had thyroid removed and feels that it may be the reason. She also feels she won't be as kinky or match my drive. Okay, I'm throwing this on Dr. Nan, okay, because we just talked about this actually today. There is a lot of different hormones out there that you could talk to your doctor about, but maybe you want to address this?
Yeah. Well, I would have her seek out a hormone specialist, not an endocrinologist, but an actual functional medicine specialist that specializes in sex hormones and hormone replacement therapies, because they know the panels to do, and then once one hormone goes crazy, then a lot of times it's a cascade effect.
Right.
So
and the thyroid is
her testosterone might be low.
Yeah.
Her estrogens might be low. So I would get a full workup by somebody who really knows what they're doing,
Yeah.
not just a GP. And endocrinologists don't know the functional medicine side of things, especially when it comes to sex drive.
All right. So I'm assuming this is Florida diver. Let's get her to the right person and get her checked out physically. And once that's done, and if her hormones are in the right places and doing the right things, then maybe see someone like Dr. Nancy as a sexologist.
Yeah. And then what I would do is if labs were fine, I see people a lot that need labs, and so I'll give them a list of the labs that we need, have them go to their doctor, get the labs done, and then we evaluate them. Because I'm also a nurse and health educator after doing medicine for 30 years.
She knows her shit, by the way.
But then the other side of it is that I heard him say is that she's afraid she's not going to be kinky enough. So what that tells me is that she's feeling a lot of pressure to be something that maybe she's not. So maybe your role as a support person is to back off a little bit on expectations and start to find out what turns her on, what gets her excited, where her energy is, and meet her where she is now. And then you can build from there. But if
baby steps,
pressure,
it's the worst.
If we feel pressure, men or women, then we feel what they call performance anxiety.
Yeah.
And that's no fun. Nobody's going to be having a good time.
I agree with that. And just FYI for all the men on this channel, if you're with a woman and it's taking her a little while to come, don't pressure her. Okay? Just either take your time with her, but just don't say like, are you coming? Did you come yet? Do all that. That's very annoying. And it makes it that much harder for her to come. Well, just like you wouldn't like it if we did it to women would do that to you. We wouldn't say, are you going to come already? And then I'm sure that's a big boner killer too. So.
Well, the worst thing for a man, because all men have some form of erectile dysfunction at some point in time where the erection just doesn't happen. And so if a woman's like, well, are you going to get hard? You going to get hard? When are you going to get hard? Why aren't you hard?
It's a boner killer.
You're never going to get hard.
Right.
It's a boner killer.
Are you guys ever, I just want to make sure that people on YouTube are able to hear this. Did you hear this? We're just, you're still on the wedgies over here. We're just trying to say that if you're having sex, be very patient with your partner and don't put pressure on the partner. That's all. Right. Just be loving and and communicate.
When you're having sex with somebody, they say, come for me.
That's different. No?
Not gonna. Well, but for some people that
might be a turn on, yeah.
But for other people, that's gonna be like, oh, what?
Yeah.
I was just kind of feeling. Now I got to get in my head and think about, am I coming for you or am I coming for me?
Yeah. All right. Okay. I got ED. It's a pain in my ass, really. So Jen, realize that it could be temporary, but if it's not temporary, there's so many places you can get help, especially right now on Zoom. You can find people that can help you, talk you through it, to figure out what your needs are. Yeah, I suggest you do that. Milfman, what is the something a guy has done for you that turned you on a lot that did not involve money? Well, first of all, I'm honestly, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but that's not what turns me on. A friend of mine was dating some guy who was a multimillionaire, and she was totally grossed out by this guy and came up with every illness in the book as to why she didn't have to have sex with this guy. And truthfully, I was happy as can be just being with a guy that was just a lot of fun to be with and great sex. So what really turns me on is mentally, if I get turned on by the person I'm with, like not only physically, but the mental thing. If the guy is intelligent and he's got a good sense of humor and he's super nice, And curious, if the guy's curious about like what makes me, not even sexually turned on, but just like what makes me turned on as a human. If someone's listening to me, that really helps a lot. What would you say your answer to that question? I could read it again to you. It's something a guy has done for you that turned you on a lot that did not involve money.
I mean, the list is long, but I think the main thing for me is somebody that'll go emotionally deep with me, that'll get into real conversation, sit face to face, looking at each other's eyes and talk about real things in a real way that has no pretense and no expectation, where you both just can share and feel heard and acknowledged, and then a great kisser. If somebody's a great kisser,
that's a very good indicator to me.
Oh dear God, yeah, I'm toast.
She's toast with the great kissing. I also toast with kissing, but I also like I just like someone who just, I can tell that they're really into me. That's really important. That they're very turned on by me. That turns me on. So yeah.
It goes back. I think it's like it goes back and forth.
It's
right?
like a little dance.
You ramp each other's turn on up every time you let the other person know how turned on you are by them.
And also, like sometimes, depending on who I'm with, if they like throw me up against the wall consensually, not like trying to break my head in, but sometimes stuff like that, especially if it's like a new relationship, can be a big turn on. If the guy takes the lead a little bit. What are you laughing about?
No, I'm going, yes.
She's going, yeah. So,
Hi, Bryson. I had an experience once where this guy, I love men with strength, and he just kind of picked me up and held me against the wall.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I think I had an instant orgasm just with that experience. I mean, it was such a turn on. It's like, oh my God.
MILF man, does that answer your question?
I don't, honestly, I've never been with anybody that money was an issue. I've had people with a lot of money
try to manipulate you,
have that time with me, and I have zero interest.
I literally had a guy offer.
Them that way,
I had a guy offer me $1 million. I swear to you. Maybe I made a big mistake, but I said no. I said no. I was married.
What did you want for $1 million?
A night of sex in Vegas. Maybe he was a bullshitter. Who knows? You answer my question,
that's the other thing. You could get there and you could have put a gun to your head and whatever.
You never know, right? That remember in Decent Proposal, that movie with Robert Redford, I think, was the older man. That okay, so Jen is the guy who's having his issues, saying I lost part of my prostate and Viagra doesn't work. So I mean, you need to see a qualified doctor, especially if you had surgery. Go see a doctor,
right.
Especially one that has, specialized. Use Yelp, YELP. Use Yelp and look to see what the reviews are. See if you can find someone in your area that can that has got good reviews in terms of using hormone replacement, or a sexologist that has good reviews. Someone who can help you out, other than just
usually
like your GP.
People have had prostatectomies.
They could have
it's affected the nerves, and the erection may not happen. So there are prosthetics that they can implant
and pumps
that are wonderful. I actually observed a surgery. Mark and I, when we ran the diabetes center, because 50% of men with diabetes end up with some kind of erectile dysfunction. And so we decided our friend was a urologist, and so we went in and observed surgery. Because that's one of my favorite things to do as a nurse is to go in and hang out in surgery and just watch surgery.
That's a big turn on for you?
Yeah, I love that. Like getting that, it's like the most privileged thing to get to look inside of a human body.
Yeah.
While living.
Yeah, I can't sometimes. I don't know if I can handle that. I had to have someone else, cut open my frog for me during biology, so I don't know if I'd be good with this. I don't even think I could kill the goldfish.
I mean, the animals were harder for me than the people.
Okay.
Because we did cadavers in college, so
Yeah.
I could do that much easier than the animals.
Anyway, you were saying?
But but also the other thing that men need to know is, and they probably know this, but a lot of women don't know, is that men can have pleasure and orgasm without ever getting an erection. The erection's only required for penetration, so there's other ways to penetrate your partner, and you can still both have great experience. So
there's lots of things that can be done.
Lots of things.
You just need to go see the right person. And Dan, if you want to join Dr. Nancy's Patreon, it's patreon.com/Dr. Nancy, and she can then direct you to whoever she feels would be a good person in your area or whatever. Maybe you can do some research with it.
I would be happy to do that. I mean, because that's I love doing that for people, is hooking them up with the right person.
Perfect. Was there ever a time you and Dr. Nan? Bryson what?
Oh, go ahead.
I really like
scalp massages.
Oh yeah, I like scalp massages. I do. I like foot massages. Oh my God, I love that. Was there ever a time in your life, your or Dr. Nan's ever went out with a guy, and at some point in your head you decided you were going to give him some, but he did something stupid and ruined it? Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I've been with guys that I was about to have sex with, and then they say or do something that one guy told me that he had sex with a woman in Amsterdam, woke up the next morning and stole her wallet. That was a big red flag. No, we're not having sex now that you told me that lovely story.
Well,
sorry.
I'm curious, why would he tell you that?
I don't know. Maybe he thought he was being very creative, but I didn't particularly think that was a big turn on to me. As a matter of fact, that did. But there's a lot of times that, you think, especially if you don't know the person very well, and then they say something that kind of gets you creeped out. You have every right to change your mind. And as a woman, I have changed my mind. Have you ever changed your mind mid-course?
I mean, going way back, there were times when I changed my mind mid-course, but I didn't act on it.
And you wish you had it.
Wished I had.
Yeah. I've had times where I went ahead with it anyway because I thought, oh, we're already too far into this thing. Might as well just do it and get over with.
And that's when the guy's gonna get the sense that you just want to get it over with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think mentally you're going a certain way. I'm always the opposite, actually. I'm always thinking, I'm just going to make out, and that's going to be it. This is when I'm single. I'm always like, I'm just going to make out, and that's going to be fine. And then the next thing I know, I'm having sex with the person. Usually
see, that's because that make-out thing, if they're good at making out, I mean, that's like the door opener.
Yeah, that make-out thing is important. If you're going to work on any skill right now, you guys, don't worry about the size. Don't worry about the performance. Don't worry about all that other shit with your dick. Just worry about just making out, learning how to kiss. That's it. Start with that basic. If you ever watch LA Law, there was a scene where the one female, I forgot her name, the one who's on Modern Family now, I forgot her name. Anyway, she had this makeout scene with another lawyer, and I'm telling you, I was just like, whoa, she literally taught him how to kiss.
And there's just nothing more erotic, I think.
I should find it, and I'll put it on my Patreon page, you guys.
Please do.
I will repeat anytime. Are you single? No, I'm not single. Have you ever regretted wearing a thong or G-string or gave you a wedgie? Yeah, I've taken those goddamn thongs off in bathrooms at times, usually under the influence of tequila. Have you, Nance? Has there ever been a time when that string is just irritating you? And it has to come off, just get that thing out.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's the same way with bras. I typically don't wear bras and panties anymore anyway.
She's commando, so it doesn't really happen.
I've given up on them, yeah. I just don't like them.
No bra, no panty. Yeah, I've been getting a little more like
so
what?
we got to read this. Okay, in the opinion of the humble one, the women of the whole world should unite to put an end to the consideration that women are just a body only. And this is what most women suffer from: sexual harassment, probably.
All right.
Okay. Well, I think we have been working on that for a couple hundred years.
Yeah, we've been trying to make sure.
Women's suffragettes, women's rights, ERA, Me Too movement. I mean, there's so many ways in which women have been screaming as loud as we can that we are more than a body. We have a brain, we have a heart, we have a soul, we've got curiosity.
We've got a yoni.
We got a yoni that brings us pleasure.
Yes.
You know, that our yoni isn't just a hole for somebody else to masturbate with.
Yeah. You might as well use a flashlight if you're going to do that.
Flashlight.
Yeah.
Just get a flashlight. Yeah. Leave our yoni alone.
I love Dr. Nanny even more now that she wears no underwear. I love it. You got brownie points from the MILF Man 1986.
Yeah.
I'm a man. Am I here? Kevin asked a question here. We got lots of questions going on here. Kevin asked, I'm a man in his early 20s, friends with a woman in her early 40s. She's divorced and an alcoholic. I stopped talking to her after she became insensitive. She has a good heart. What should I do? Kevin, yeah, you know, the big red flag popped up with the alcoholic. I mean, she became insensitive because she's a narcissist, because she's involved with the alcohol and has taken over. So the best thing you could do is say, I'll come back to me in a year when you're sober. You know, maybe
get help.
Get help. Go to AA meetings.
And if this person feels like he needs to help her, or he feels guilty, go to a couple Al-Anon meetings.
I was going to suggest that too. Yeah, good call.
Really help you.
Yeah. So, Kevin, this is beyond the scope that you'll be able to help her, and your best bet is to go to Al-Anon. Al-Anon, and like any of these, there's always support groups for the partners or the friends or the relatives of people who have addictions. I've been to different Al-Anon meetings at different times in my life for different people, and I find them very helpful. We got a question from Trey.
I think
Go ahead.
They help for any codependency. You know, we all have. I think all people have a little bit of codependency in any relationship because we want to help. You know, parents want to help their kids.
Right.
Lovers want to help their lover. Friends want to. I mean, that's human nature.
Right.
But it's when it takes us into that spiral down the drain, and we have to. It's a harsh reality to realize that we have no control over what anybody else does.
And you got to protect yourself, because I've been involved with alcoholics, and they can drain you, as well as knock over your mailbox. I live next door to one who drove over my mailbox a dozen times, to the point where her husband had to go buy one of those drills that you dig in and make a new mailbox post. Yeah.
You should put it on one of those big old springs, so it would just bounce.
Yeah, it'll bounce back and forth. Yeah, the wood would break down all the time. He probably is on like speed dial to have the wood delivered. So anyway, yeah, I mean, being with an alcoholic or any kind of addict who's not willing to get help, and all the stuff that goes with it, it's just not a way to live a life that you want to live. It doesn't bring serenity to anyone. Trey asks, have either of you ever squirted? If so, what made it happen? Okay, I guess I'll go first. I don't squirt often. As a matter of fact, I think I don't squirt because I usually like to go to the bathroom before I even have sex, because I don't have a full bladder. So that might be one of the reasons. Because I know that when you do squirt, you typically have to have some liquids in you. I may be wrong, but that's what I've heard and felt myself.
But it's not coming from the bladder.
It's not necessarily, it's not pee, but for whatever reason, I think you need to have like a full bladder.
No,
You don't?
you don't need to have a full bladder. It's better not to, because the fluids come from the Skene's gland, which is that's called the urethral, and there's the urethral sponge, which is between the bladder and the vagina, and it's kind of around the clitoris, the body of the clitoris, the internal clitoris. So when the clitoris gets stimulated and engorged with blood, like a penis does, you think about
it is a little mini penis, yeah.
Yeah, but most of the clitoris is internal, and that surrounds the whole vagina.
Right.
So if the clitoris is being engorged with blood, that's also containing fluid. And so when you stimulate the G-spot, or the upper roof of the vagina, that's actually putting pressure. When you do upward pressure, that puts pressure on that sponge, and then that will bring the ejaculate out. It actually comes out through the urethra, but it's like, when a man ejaculates, he's ejaculating out the same hole that he pees out of.
Right.
But it's not pee. It's coming from the prostate.
Right.
So just like us, the bladder's behind the Skene's gland and the urethral sponge.
Yeah.
So the squirt, there might be tiny bits of urine.
Yeah, that's because yeah.
It's very minuscule.
Yeah.
Urea. But
I'm wondering why that is. That I've been told. Maybe I was told by a couple porn stars. That's how they do it.
Well, because in porn, a lot of times the squirt is just urination.
Yeah, so they're probably just peeing.
So they fill their bladder so it looks good on camera. Because most of the time when women are squirting, it's more spurting.
Yeah, I had one time that I'm pretty sure I squirted, because I looked down, I'm like, did I do that? I mean, I didn't.
Right.
But all in all, it's not one of my favorite things to do, basically, because it's kind of messy. But I don't know. I it's just me.
I had an experience recently that was.
You squirted?
Really good, yeah.
A good squirt. She had a good squirting experience for you.
It just kept going and going, and
it was a good orgasm and a squirting experience.
I thought I was going to have brain damage.
Oh my God! Did you hear this, YouTubers? All right. Can you ask? Let's see. You're a sex addict. No, I'm not a sex addict. Why are you not married? Wow. I would like to.
There's no such thing as sex addicts anyway.
Yeah, and also, why am I not married? I was married, and my husband passed away, and now I see no reason for to get a piece of paper.
So I asked this person who's asking you that, where are they from?
Where are you from?
What country?
Are you from the United States? Who asked me? Jan. Where are you from? Let's see, what else we got going on here? A lot of stuff about the wedgies still. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on with this wedgie.
This guy's got a thing on wedgies. I'll bet he's that's his fetish.
Oh, he is Dutch. Jan is Dutch. Jan is Dutch. The Dutch are pretty liberal sexually.
So is Jan a male or a female?
Are you a male or a female, Jan? I'm assuming you're male, because you said you had the prostate issue. I think that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would do that. So ask him, what does it matter? Marriage doesn't define women.
Yeah, the better question would be, are you single? Right?
Well, what does your marital status have to do with anything?
I think he's wondering, in case he's wondering if I was willing to date him. I don't know.
Right, but the question was presented, why aren't you married like you should be?
Right. Like there's something wrong with me because I'm not married. Well,
right.
I'm totally fine. I'm actually very fine. I have a wonderful man in my life, and we don't feel the need to get married. At least I don't.
Marriage is just a legal contract, and
totally
it does nothing to change the value of a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that, and then in the next thought, I'm thinking. However, Mark and I, when we got married, we were shocked at how much it changed our relationship in a better way.
Because it was more like a commitment.
Yeah, I think we both felt more relaxed. But but you and your man have been together for a long
12
time.
years.
And you lived together.
Yeah.
We weren't living together. We weren't
Right. I
building
think
a
that's
life together.
probably a bigger issue is like,
Right.
the time spent together and cohabitating and all that.
Right. And so I think fewer actually the marriage numbers have gone way down. People aren't needing to get married anymore.
Right. And I think there's so many women over the age of 50 that are just so happy to be single. Companionship doesn't need marriage, is what Bruce said.
That's really great. Yeah.
I got more information on Jan. He's Dutch. He's 61-year-old male. He's from the old stamp, and he's married for 36 years. Yeah, I mean, if my husband hadn't been murdered, we would still be married today, and it would have been a long time being married. Yes,
But I think a lot of people in the world, especially people over 50, believe that women's status needs to be married to be a valuable woman. Well, actually, I say that over 50, it's probably still our culture, because my youngest daughter, who's in her 30s, has felt a ton of pressure to be married, and she's not really sure she wants to be. She's with a man, they have a baby, they're building a life, but she's like, it's too complicated.
Yeah. People always ask my daughter the same thing.
Even if you want a family, so Bruce says, if you don't want a family, it's not necessary. But what, even if you want
a family,
they're committed. They're committed to each other, and they're committed to the child. So
I guess
they're as likely or more likely to stay together than if they were married.
Sure. It is just a legal document, and then if you talk to people who've gone through divorces, it's a pain in the ass to get divorced. And it's a lot of money involved, and the lawyer usually is the one who makes the money. Oh, so
I have to show my foot.
Okay, so
somebody's asked.
Someone wanted to see feet. I'm showing feet. If you would go on Instagram, you'll see Dr. Nan's feet. What shoes are we both wearing? Neither of us are wearing shoes. Goes along with the underwear too.
We are like simple. Two items of clothing on. Here.
Yeah, I got well, if you consider this a sports bra, but that's about it for me too. Going commando as well. Female family members have asked me that same question. Yeah, stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. Don't fall into the societal thing. Hey there, Tom. We're answering a Q&A today. And why? Okay, I would be over the moon. What does that mean? Why? Oh, back to the marriage things again. Okay, we're doing the Q&A. We would love it if you guys would find out from women in your life what kind of questions that they have for women like us, because we want to help women discover their passions and what sparks them, and how they can shine their lights. Hi, baby grannies. See, this is it. There it is. I was waiting for it, and here it is.
So Karen Gabriel, what are you saying? Hi, babies, grannies. What does that mean?
That means that he has put us in a square box.
Are you trying? Yeah. Are you trying to define us?
No, he's trying.
So you feel more comfortable.
He's trying to put us down because we are of granny age. Which,
so
by the way, why are you watching my channel if you're so happy right now?
Right. Just go away if you don't like what you see. Get out of here.
You've seen my show with Nina Hartley. Nina is one of my very dear friends. She's an awesome, awesome woman, and I'm glad you saw the show. I don't know which show you saw because I've had her on many times. Hello, my queen.
So this person says all religions or monotheistic books say that marriage is sacred and not just a contract and only. It is the basis for building a virtuous and straight society. And all religions and their books are fantasies.
Thank you.
They're just make-believe to control people.
Yep.
They're not real. They're not human.
We didn't even discuss this.
It's like, so, that if you want to believe that and you want to get married, awesome. But that is
That's
a fairy tale belief,
right?
That you can choose to have or not have.
Let's face facts. I mean, over the centuries that humans have been on Earth, they've gone in and out. Sometimes, like in the old ancient Greeks, they were all having male lovers. I mean, there's been times that different religions promoted polygamy, like the Quakers or the Mormons. I mean, there's been times that religion has started more wars than any other reason to have a war. So
it's been responsible for more destruction than anything else.
Right. Yeah. So if you're a strong religious person, that's fine, but don't put that stuff on anybody else. Just keep it to yourself.
Use it for your own life, but you don't have the right to impart that on others. And the other thing I say, it's a virtuous and straight society. Is that the most bullshit you've ever heard?
A virtuous and straight society. Yeah, it's
there's married people cheat.
Yeah. Good example.
And
why do some married people cheat? Why do they cheat? Because they're stuck in a society-driven narrative that you have to be a certain way. And if you marriage in itself does not mean that you're any better or any worse than anybody else because you're married. It doesn't really mean anything. It means that you signed a piece of paper with someone. And that is why people do cheat, because they are too scared to break their commitment and talk about it. So they cheat. They think that it's going to be something that they get away with. But what they're doing is really hurting other people that they're involved with.
Well, and I find that most of the time couples when they sign up for marriage, they check like the default button accidentally, like we're going to be monogamous. But neither of them, they never have a conversation about what is monogamy.
Yeah.
What does that even look like? What does that entail? And so then they move through their life together and they do things that they don't believe is cheating, or that maybe it's on the line, but the other person would absolutely believe it's cheating because they've never had the conversation.
Have the conversation.
More and more. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, no. So this is a great question. I've seen thruples and wondered how they get over the jealousy.
Why? You got to figure out why is anyone jealous of anything? Why, if there's some happiness that is being gotten, like I even knew of a mom who was jealous of a babysitter because the kids were loving the babysitter. And I thought to myself, well, that's wonderful that the kids have a capacity for loving you as a mother and the babysitter. If you're in a throuple and you're all enjoying each other, why would there be jealousy? I mean, I haven't been in a throuple, but I see no reason why it wouldn't work unless you felt an insecurity, in which case don't be in the throuple.
And so much, I was just talking to a friend about this the other day who's raising a little girl, and he's seeing other people influence his daughter.
That's what I'm saying.
But he was paying attention to a little cousin of hers. And so he was giving affectionate attention to the cousin, playing with her or whatever. And the grandmother said to his daughter, look at your daddy. Look at your daddy. He's over there with another girl. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's your daddy. And it was like, he was like, oh my God, don't teach her that.
Who is this, a grandma?
Yeah. And so this kind of thing, but these kind of things are taught.
Mm-hmm.
We're also taught as young teens and preteens that jealousy is a sign of love. If they're not jealous, they don't really love you.
Right.
And so that starts that destructive belief that it absolutely destroys you and your relationships. Yeah.
Totally. Karen, you are so sexy. Thanks for the foot tease. Can only imagine what your sexiness looks like in the stockings. Thank you, Damien. Never ever been jealous in my life. Okay, Jan. All right. And then what do older women like about younger men? Go read the book. Where's my book? I got to get my book. Okay. It's all in the book. Fuck games. Don't date Cougars. It's F*CK Games. Date Cougars. It's my book. It's on Amazon. If you found me here, you'll be able to find the book on Amazon. Go read it because a lot of the comments and questions that have been talked about in this and all the previous live streams and everything that I've talked about are right here in this book, all the answers. So save yourself some time and trouble and read the book.
Yep.
Please talk about hot wife. What is that hot wife syndrome? Do you understand that? I don't get that.
Yeah. So a lot of people misunderstand the term cuckold. C-U-C-K-H-O-L-D, cuckold, or C-U-C-K-O-L-D, cuckold. And it's an old term that actually means a man who likes to be demeaned and humiliated, usually a white man, and oftentimes with a small penis. And he likes to see his wife being pleasured by a largely endowed, generally a black man. And while doing that, the wife humiliates the husband and he masturbates while this is happening. And this is their
That's a traditional cuckold experience. That's a stereotypical cuckold. They're all variations.
That's actually the original definition.
Right, but they're variations.
But then it's expanded out. And it's kind of gotten confused because I think a lot of times they confuse just being a voyeur with being a cuckold.
Right.
Because a voyeur could be a man who really just enjoys watching his wife have pleasure.
Yeah. And let me. I'm going to throw it back on our audience here. Would you enjoy if you had a really hot person in your life? Would you want to watch her having sex with someone else? Would a male or female? Would it turn you on? Would it make you upset? What are your thoughts? I'd like to hear what everybody has to say. If anybody has any concerns, let us know. Would you laugh if someone else puts on?
So, but the hot wife thing, back to the hot wife, quick while you're getting the answers, is where a woman is like a cougar, like confident, sexy, vibrant, sexually engaged, and she's out there in the flirting world and she's drawing in men to play with, and her husband is enjoying his hot wife being this flirty hot thing. He doesn't necessarily play with others, but he totally loves seeing his wife happy.
What do you guys? So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that that's forbidden? Look at this. Rabba said marriage protects the woman and the man falling in love into the taboo. That is, marriage is based on solid rules such as the house. As for the forbidden relationships, they are like the spider's web. I don't know. I mean, I think that's an antiquated way of thinking, to be honest with you. I think that's like...
I'm going to show you my pussy.
You want to show? Oh, let's see your pussy. I'm dying to see your pussy. Oh my God, that's your little pussy. It's a tuxedo kitty. How is she? I forgot to ask you about this.
I know. Look, isn't she cute?
My daughter, I sent her a picture. You got to send me. What made you decide to get? 4
white paws.
Oh my God, why did you decide to get a little pussy?
She followed us home.
Oh, she's so cute.
She's put on a pound, I think, this first couple of weeks. We call her Yin because we're going to get a little white kitty with black markings and call him Yang.
Oh, I love this. How about Yoni and what's the other thing called? Yoni
Liam.
And Liam and I'm going to get a cat named Liam.
We were on a walk a couple of weeks ago, and she was out at 11 o'clock at night, running, on the street, kind of darting back and forth and meow. It's this really weak little meow. She was a lot lighter than she looked.
Were you always wanting to get another? Were you wanting to get an animal?
Not right now.
I mean, with COVID and everything, it's a good idea. Yeah, I could see she's a little lover, isn't she? Is she a good girl? She's like not bothering you at night.
She's really sweet. She's so sweet.
Is she?
Oh, she sleeps with us. She's sweet.
She doesn't wake you up in the middle of the night going, I want to play.
But she followed us like a half a mile home. And came right to the front door. I'm like, all right, I can't leave you out here.
Well, look
so
at
I
her.
tried to find her home. It's a long story, but anyway, we have her.
I'm glad, because she's a good girl. Does she?
Yeah.
What? She's got a name. What did you say her name was?
Yin.
Yin. She looks like my daughter's cat named Oreo. We're running out of time, you guys.
Yeah.
I'd love to get some answers to the question. If you have any answers to what you think
So
about
what do you think about
hot
people in
wives?
swingers relationships? Awesome. Someone asked me opportunity to be in a throuple. Would I? I don't know, because I'm having a hard time finding a woman to live with me. Well, sometimes a throuple is easier.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You know, I think marriage protects a woman. It doesn't protect women anymore. That may be in some countries, but not this one. The man is falling into the taboo. They're both falling into the taboo. Yeah. So. There,
Yeah. I could say I would.
Marriage is really.
I would say one thing.
It was designed as a.
Well, what are you saying? Marriage was designed as what?
It was really designed so that women could be sold as property.
Yeah.
The whole contract of marriage.
You get a real strong woman.
And children are property.
Right, and you have a farm, and you want to make sure that you have the right. Your offspring is going to be working on your farm. Because before that, I mean, it could be that maybe you'd have multiple partners like the bonobos. But the bottom line is, do what's good for you. Marriages and all relationships are they're difficult. They're not easy. They're not like, oh, happily ever after and just riding off in the sunset. It's a working contract no matter what. So do what's good for you. Don't open the Pandora's box until you've had some good discussions.
Right. So this last one, my question, but is that what your view is what is your view of life that you have lived up till now? First of all, I don't believe in God. Sorry, I'm an atheist. Second of all, I believe people should be free to choose their life path, what's authentic to them, mining the do unto others as you would do unto yourself. I know that comes from some biblical term, but it's really common sense. Kindness, love, compassion, and freedom. And those can't be done if somebody feels like they have to control somebody else.
I love that. I would agree with most of what you said. I do believe in God, but my God maybe not the same God that everybody else believes in. It's just I believe there's a higher power somewhere out there that we were all part of at some point. But I agree that after that, just let people live their own lives. Just keep you can be totally into the whatever religion you're into, but just let the rest of the world live their own lives. Do you think that they should let you marry?
Do I believe that should people be able to marry more than one person at a time? Absolutely. Why not?
Why not?
If somebody wants to be married to many people, what does it matter to anybody else? Really?
And what does it matter? And what does it matter what sex you're having sex with?
Right.
If you want to have sex with multiple people, multiple partners, the younger generation, I'm talking about the ones that are in their early to mid 20s, they're having sex with everybody. They're having sex with rabbits.
So we're going to get cut off here. So.
Oh no, we're getting cut off. All right.
Come back next week, and we'll bring your questions every Thursday at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Karen and I have lots that we want to talk to you about. We want your questions, so inbox us questions that we can start off the show with next week.
Did you guys hear that on YouTube?
We will engage you.
If you want to throw,
there's thank you is
right on YouTube. If you want to hit that $sign up there and give us a couple dollars for having this lovely talk with you for the last hour, show your love by doing that, or go to our Patreon page.
Support us on Patreon.
Patreon is a really good way, and not just us, but everybody, because right now people are hurting. Patreon.com.
And Mr. Chocolate Covered Sexiness, we love you right back.
And Lee.
Are you putting in the link?
I'm trying, Dr. Nancy. So you go to Patreon and you go to either one of those links. Patreon is just a membership platform where you can support creators.
Yeah.
And it's cool. What are your fears for the future?
Yeah, it's cool.
We're going to have to talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Hold that thought there.
We'll tell you what there are fears.
All right. Bye there.
We're going to pop our feet up, Brian.
We're going to
Love
pop.
you, Karen.
All right. We love
Thank
you.
Everybody for
Bye, guys.
piping in.
And
if anybody's a YouTube wizard out there, tell us how to get this going on
right.
YouTube
We
as
want to
well.
find a real good platform that people can find us and you can see Nancy and me at the same time. So let us know if you can figure out how to do that. And that's it. Bye.
Okay. Love you.
Love you. All right, guys, I got to go. Bye.